I talk to young people a lot that want to run, and they say, man, I want to run for governor someday. I want to run for lieutenant governor right now. And you know what I say to them? You need to get in your car and drive from Alva to Altus to Broken Bow to Broken Arrow and see how big the state of Oklahoma is. It's a big state. Not as big as Texas, but it's a big state. And I say to these young people, then get on the phone and call 50 friends and see if they'll give you $1,000 each. I said, if you can't get $50,000 in 50 phone calls, and if you don't want to drive the whole state and see how big this state really is, you ought not be running. They said, well, I know, but politics seems so glamorous. Glamorous? I said, you're all wrong, young man, young lady. Politics is all about humility. It's all about begging. You got to beg for votes. You got to beg for money. You got to beg for somebody to put a bumper sticker on their car. You got to beg.
Hi, thank you. What are you doing out here?
We're sign waving, as they call it here in Hawaii. And apparently one politician invented it about 20 years ago. Now every politician in Hawaii has to sign wave in order to get elected. And it's also a good way to get a tan.
The pundits say we hate politics. They say we're apathetic at voting time, that politics has become irrelevant to most people's lives. Maybe they need to get out more. Forget the presidential elections. The real excitement is in the 500,000 other races, from councilman to congresswoman, taking place in precincts near you.
Care for a stick of hurrah? He's good on the budget, good on foreign affairs, good on military affairs.
Hi, how are you? I'm Lucy Good. My husband's running for U.S. Senate. Would you like a sticker?
It's revealing to see what politicians have to do in order to win votes.
Do you care for another Virgil Good sticker? Thank you very
And
much.
what the voters have to do to get something in return.
Need an Ollie sticker, sir. Thank you.
It's all part of politics in America. And it's probably not what the founders had in mind.
If you truly want to study America and its culture, you best do so through the medium of politics, because you invariably see what really moves and influences and makes the decision, how the power is exercised, how it's discharged, who's rewarded, who's punished, and how the institutions are shaped. And all that comes from politics.
You could start your tour of American politics, not in Washington, but in a place like Norman, Oklahoma, where the only thing bigger than politics is football, and where it helps to have a guide who knows both games equally well. Someone like Democratic Party leader Mike Turpin.
Politics is show business for ugly people. I mean, that's why a lot of people get into this thing. It's just all about ego. The difference between a horse race and a political race, in a horse race, the whole horse runs.
Yes,
in a political race, just you know, anyway, yeah, whatever.
All right.
Yeah, I'm one of those. How's it going?
It's going great.
The future First Lady of the state of Oklahoma, right here, Janice Mildren. You guys got up early. You gonna win?
Yeah, I'm gonna win.
The next congressman right here, folks. Good to meet you. Jack Mildren.
Hey, Mike, how come they're following you around?
The next governor of the state of Oklahoma, Jack Mildren.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much.
Didn't you run for governor once?
One time.
Yeah. How do you feel about it?
Oh, it's gonna be a close race, looks like.
Aren't you glad you ran and got it out of your system?
Yes, sir.
No matter how jaded some Americans may get about their politics, there will always be people like Mike Turpin.
Young Democrat, thank you. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
Good job, you know.
They are the folks for whom politics is the only game for grown-ups. Happy warriors who know that come what may, there will always be another election in a couple of years.
Any great politician's got the good mental Rolodex. I mean, he can flip through it that quick to know who he is, who she is, where are they from, what city, what county, and hopefully what their job is, and maybe even how many kids they got. And if you're real good, you say, by the way, wasn't yesterday your birthday? Folks, this is a guy that hopes to be the next governor of the state of Oklahoma. But you just met the guy over there who's going to be the next governor of the state of Oklahoma.
Where's that? He isn't here. You missed him entirely.
How close is it?
For people like Turpin, Politics is a real-life carnival that never ends.
Look at this. Oh, I'm going to vote for him because personal contact alters opinions. Huh? I'm going to vote for him now that I've met him.
Thank you very much.
You'll campaign these games at OU. You'll campaign the games at OSU over at Stillwater. You campaign the high school games, Friday Night Lights. That's still a big deal. Now, when I ran for office, not that anybody cares anymore, but my slogan was, it's time for Turpin, it's Turpin time. So outside every one of these stadiums, right here in Norman, outside every stadium, here and in Stillwater, I had people that wore huge clocks. And on the face of the clock, it said Turpin time. It's time for Turpin, it's Turpin time. And they'd walk around these stadiums with these clocks on. And it's hard to get adult people to wear clocks like that. But all those that did, they became assistant attorney generals. And that's the way it should be. You know what I'm saying?
It was at some university in Utah. And one of the professors who was there was the mayor of his small town in California. And finally, by the end of the day, when all of us were really getting a little tired of all the 5-syllable words that were being thrown around, he said, "You want to know what politics is? I'll tell you what it is." He says, "It's when you get a phone call at 12:30 at night and one of your constituents calls up and said, 'You get your ass over here and move this dog shit off my lawn.'"
In the movies, the typical politician used to be an Irish-American big city Democrat, always ready with a smile for your mother and a job for your brother-in-law. You can still find Irish pals in their natural habitat, although these days they may have switched parties.
I would like to introduce to you now the only Republican alderman in the city of Chicago, and he earned it the hard way by going out and knocking on doors. Here's a guy with a lot of guts, Brian Doherty. Come on up and say hello, Brian.
Thank you, Roger. Thank you. And I just want to say sincerely from my heart, thanks for all your support throughout all the years. I don't think we'll have a problem. We get the vote out, we're going to have another victory in about a week. Thank you. I do have a couple requests. One is that my father, Dan, sing us a song, and that I get a nice cold pint of Guinness. Thank you.
Brian Doherty is on the front lines of American politics. As one of 50 aldermen on the city council, he's king of his ward. The first politician voters call if there's a problem.
Little passenger Toyota pickup truck.
Okay.
Parked it on the streets, never had a problem. Guess what we just got a ticket for?
Truck parking on the...
Residential truck parking. It's an antiquated law.
No, well, but wait a second. I had one woman call me up and said that a crow was harassing her son on the way home from school. And I said, "A crow?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, can you describe the crow?" She said, "Describe the crow?" I said, "Yeah, we don't want to nab an innocent crow." And she said, "Are you making fun of me?" I said, "No, ma'am, I wouldn't do that."
You have been having problems personally yourself with the police?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I came in there about, and some turkey in there calls them over here when I want to talk to the alderman.
Okay, so you were coming in initially to discuss this with the alderman.
Then you get the gamma ray people come in occasionally, and, you know, the CIA's after them, and they're shooting gamma rays into their house, and, you know, they seriously believe this. I'm an alderman. I'm not really a mental health worker. So sometimes to appease them, we'll tell them to put aluminum foil on the ceiling, and that you can't have gamma rays that way. And so, next contestants. Who's next? Who's got the list? Every day is an adventure. You never know what might happen. You might be on the phone with the CEO from Fortune 500 president, and then pick up the other line, and it's Mrs. McGill complaining that she didn't get a garbage can that she ordered, you know, 2 weeks ago. Blue, Pete, John, boy, I'm a lucky guy. Hey, what's up?
It's the great bargain of politics. Vote for me, and you'll get something tangible in return.
These guys are here on political business, so.
Because in American politics, the great issues of the day usually take a back seat to more practical matters.
I don't, he's gonna see me about in political business, so.
You don't want us in there?
Nope.
Okay.
Multiply Brian Doherty's organization by 50, and you have a real Chicago election.
Thousands and thousands of volunteers are out. You have people knocking on doors. You have people hanging signs. They're involved. They're raised that way since they were kids. We were raised in politics, all of us.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Whatever the neighborhood, their purpose is the same.
Good morning. You know what? Nobody's at home. Please, so now, how you feeling this morning?
They're walking, talking reminders to the voters of all the great things the alderman has done for them lately.
Hi, how are you? How's everything?
Fine.
Good.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I appreciate what you're going to do for us regarding this problem.
It happens all over the ward. Come on in. I need to talk to you. You know, the sidewalks in front of my house, or the street in front of my house, or the alley needs to be repaved, or, you know, somebody stole my garbage can. You know, you can count on me, but I'd like to know I can count on you.
If you're ever in a jam, here I am.
This is my number. You got to put it on the refrigerator, okay? Yeah. If you need something, give me a call. Right. If you need, if this doesn't, it'll come. Don't worry about it.
If you're ever in a mess, SOS.
Do you need any paint? You want me to get you some paint? The only thing I got, white paint. You just buy that dye and mix it up. I can give you white paint. We'll take some white paint.
If you ever feel so happy you'll land in jail, I'm your bail.
Well, you know, they used to give out cheese. They used to give out chickens, turkeys, ham, you know.
It's friendship, friendship, just a perfect friendship. When other friendships...
The first reaction is usually, you know, go away. No, stay away from the door. Sometimes they think we're Jehovah's Witnesses.
If you're ever down a well, ring my bell.
They want whatever they can get out of you. You know, if you're willing to go out and shovel the snow off somebody's roof, they'll let you do it. You know, they'll call up and ask you to do it. And they come in the office here, they want you to pay their parking tickets. You know, they get mad at you if you don't. And I paid a lot of parking tickets in my day.
When other friendships are up the creek, ours will still be slick.
How long you been here, Michelle?
I've been here for 27 years, baby.
That's right.
And I'm gonna still be here. They don't clean out the sewers.
So that's why I was telling you about the service
they don't do
beforehand was bad.
I always see them when the voting day, election day coming. That's when we see them.
So, like I said, that's why I'm so happy about the
redistricting. Don't have no buses. They took all the buses off from them and everything. You know, I wish I had time to talk to you.
All right,
Miss
Michelle.
a whole book.
All right.
All right, then.
All right, well, like I said...
It's like a hate-love thing. I mean, you know, really, no one really likes to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning on Saturday or Sunday on your day off and come in here and try to go out and knock on doors and have our people come in and assign them. But it's, I don't know, it's like a funny thing. It's like you get a high from it.
The folks home?
The great door-to-door men are in a class by themselves.
Hi, how are you? I'm a volunteer worker for Alderman Doherty.
Yes.
You familiar with Brian?
Yes, I am.
It takes a knowledge of the candidate, enthusiasm for his programs, and person-to-person skills that would make an encyclopedia salesman proud.
First of all, if to be a good person to walk a precinct and meet the voters, number one, you should make a good appearance. So in case somebody is a little bit leery about opening the door, if they see a person that's halfway decent and well-dressed, they'll open the door. I mean, if you have long hair, stuff like that, it don't work in precinct, especially in this type of a neighborhood like this. You don't want to intimidate the voter at all. You want to be comfortable around you. Hi, kids. See, a lot of times with the older people, I take a step back because they don't see you if you're right up by the door and they want to peek out a little bit over there. So a lot of times if you stand right there, you more or less intimidate the person. So you want to step back a little bit.
When you go out, you have to expect everything from hello, how are you, to hit the road.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, good, how are you?
I'm a volunteer worker for Alderman Doherty.
No, thanks. Not interested.
Not interested, huh? Thank you. Well, we know what that is.
You name it, you'll get it when you go out there, and you have to learn to deal with it. You don't get angry. You're not out there to be argumentative. You just say, have a good day, good morning, ma'am or sir, and just go on your way.
I wonder if we could count on your support.
I think
possible I can.
Okay, I appreciate that, Mrs. Riley. Yes, bye now.
If you ever lose your mind, I'll be kind.
That lady's a good, solid plus voter for Doherty. But like I was going to say, on my callbacks, I'll emphasize the people that are ethnically related to Brian. I'll go after them Irishmen. You know.
It's friendship, friendship. Just
See that shamrock on the door? I might be wrong, but 9 out of 10 of them are going to be his voters.
ours will still be hot.
I put my money. You know who I think is going to be on top this time? Help us out, Michael and Phil. I mean, it'll be.
These are the plus minus zero slips from the precinct captains or representatives, what do you want to call them? We can usually gauge. Pluses is the positive, identified positive voters for us. Minuses are negative voters against us. And the zeros are undecided. Ask David Gaughan who the 3 minuses in my precincts are. I want to find these people.
That's your precinct?
Yeah.
It's the house to your right, it's the house to the left, and the house directly across from where you live. Those are the 3 minuses.
Usually at the end it tightens up, but it hasn't budged off. It hasn't budged out of a 1 or 2% range in the last month.
So what's the percentage? He's making a prediction.
Am I making a prediction? See, from these numbers and from everything else, we have a good election day. We're looking at 75% without it. Lincoln and I. We could even get close to 80.
The mayor's gonna be riding our coattails.
He said that.
Vote for Negron, 117. The People's Choice. Throw that one away. Take this one. People's Choice, 117. Ricardo Negron.
120, Helena.
114.
Hey, thank you.
Remember, the People's Choice. Ricardo Negron. Got it.
Finally, it's time for the voters to show their gratitude. But there's still no end to the services the organizations provide.
What we're going to do is we're going to try this young lady here, senior citizen. I try to set it, I'm the precinct captain here, so I try to give her whatever service she can't go out to get. I give her a card, and she calls me whenever she needs something.
The seniors talk about the nice man. You know what the nice man is? The nice man who helps them how to vote. He's the nice man who fills out the voting for them. And that's why senior citizen precincts usually are tremendously in favor of whoever is in office at the time. So that the nice man, and I'm sure there's hundreds of them in the city, go to seniors' homes right before election and instruct the seniors on what to do.
I need your vote, I told you that. I need your vote. Every vote counts.
I know that, but I'm a sick old lady.
But we need you.
Well,
we need
I'm
you.
sick.
I'll walk with you to the polling place.
Where?
Right down the corner.
I keep going this bad weather.
Put your hat on and your big overcoat. Want me to carry you?
5 minutes to 6, and the polls in those days closed at 6 o'clock, and there'd be a guy sitting around the kitchen table with his wife and 4 kids, and they didn't vote. The guy'd come in and say, geez, what'll it take you to get to vote? You know, $30, $40, whatever it takes. You know, get that family to come to vote, because that might save their job.
Hi, hon. Please come with me. I need your vote. The turnouts aren't as good as we'd like them to be. So every vote counts. Your vote counts. That's why I'm here to get you. I'm here to pick you up, to come and vote. Please?
Well, wait till I put on my plastic
I'll wait
shoes.
for you. We'll wait for you, okay?
No. I know what you do, and I know what you don't do.
I gave you a card. Whenever you need me, you can call me.
I lost it.
You lost it. Well, I'll give you another one right here. I have them. Okay, come on.
Now,
Come on, I'm gonna...
that step down there needs fixing.
This step? You need to get
Yeah,
it fixed?
you see it?
I can get you the wood. I can get you the wood. You want my labor too, right? You can't let them see this, okay? Because you can't bring political literature into
My
polling
liver
place.
is absolutely no good.
When other friendships have been forgot, ours will still be hot. Good evening, friends.
you actually listen to people. They're hungry for somebody to tell about the problems in their lives that they can't fix on their own. And that's what politics is. It's community. It's the notion that there is a way for us together to solve what we can't solve alone. And you get people's votes by asking for them, as Tip O'Neill used to say, and you get it by listening to what their concerns are.
You don't see everyone. I mean, I know that going in. I can't possibly meet everyone, but I sure try to. And if it's just 5 seconds, that's okay. Because in those 5 seconds, I look at people. I mean, I look right in their eye and say something to them. Whatever it is, you know, if it's just hello, just the words of greeting, people remember that.
The pros call it retailing votes, selling yourself to the voters one handshake at a time.
And Kobayashi.
Perhaps the candidates seek some mystical bond, however fleeting. Or maybe they're just afraid that the voter they miss could be the one that puts them over the top.
I'm Brenda Fitzgerald. I'm running for Congress from the 7th District of Georgia. I hope you'll vote for me this Tuesday.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can I give you one of my stickers? I don't know where you're going to put it. I'm running for this.
Okay.
I'm sure it'll be tasteful.
Okay.
Thanks. Hello?
My friend here made the cover of Powerlifting magazine. Look at this. That's great.
So it's a lifetime honor there,
That's
you know.
great.
So.
Look at that. What were you lifting in this? How much?
Oh, about 600 pounds.
No kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. Working out up in
A couple of years ago, there was an election in the city of Duluth. I went and knocked on houses about a mile apart just to get a feel on the thing. The guy had been mayor, been a very good mayor, and I asked him if they were going to vote for him the next day or his opponent. 3 of the houses out of 3 said they were voting for his opponent. 2 of them, when I said why, said, you know, he didn't come to our church picnic this year. Now that's real retail politics, and that's kind of the expectation that people have.
Perhaps retail politics symbolizes an ideal of equality, where we can look our elected officials in the eye and size them up. For all the candidates who steel themselves to shake hands endlessly, there are always a few who positively thrive in a life lived almost entirely in the public eye. And so one politician's forced march can be another's reason for living.
I'm a mayor now. For my 5th term, I'll be running for. And that's a long time. And you really and truly have got to want it, you've got to love it, you've got to be dedicated to it, and you've got to like to do what I'm about to go do in that crowd right now.
Hey, how are you? All right, thank you. How are you? How you doing? Good to see you. Nice to see you. How's everything going? Great, wonderful. How you doing? Great. It's a great day for this, isn't it?
I have a big portrait in my home of Sammy Davis Jr., and I was looking at it the other day, and as Buddy's running this re-election campaign, I thought of how much Sammy Davis Jr. and Buddy Cianci have in common.
How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? This is a great day down here. Beautiful. Hey, Gail, how are you? How are you?
In Providence, Rhode Island, Mayor Vincent Cianci, known to all as Buddy, has become, after 5 terms, a municipal fixture. Like Chicago's Daily or New York's LaGuardia, Buddy Cianci is Providence. Few voters can avoid him. He makes sure of that.
You're one of my constituents.
Tell me your name.
What's your name? 3. Your name is 3.
What's your name?
How you doing? I've been getting millions of letters from you.
Of course, I always send letters.
I want my tree and sidewalk replaced.
All right, take care of that. Tree and a sidewalk. All right.
He's done a lot of things for Providence. He's done a lot of things.
He has a passion for the city. Yeah, like he loves it.
Mayor Cianci is kind of people's mayor. Yeah, he's always around the corner, as I've just said, and that is one thing that is good in leadership. Leadership must be able to identify with the followers.
Did you register to vote yet?
I'm going to do it today at the Waterfront
To
Festival.
register right now. Help her register. The public is not a stupid public, it's a very smart public, and they know what they want, and no one's going to fool them. It's a very, very, you know, in Texas they have football. In Rhode Island we have politics, and that's our sport.
$1, get a ballot to vote for your favorite politician to kiss that pig. You could see Buddy Cianci kiss Petunia.
I've kissed a lot of pigs in my life. You gotta be kidding me. Am I really winning that election? But you know, it's not fair, because you have one of my big pictures here, and then we have small ones. I should be as small as they are.
Are you ready, guys?
The recognition factor, I think the pollster said, was 99% statewide. 99. I mean, you'd have to live in a cave if you didn't know who we were now. I was after 20 years. And all fame and power, I guess, is fleeting. It goes and it comes. And sometimes, you know, you'll find out that I've been in and out and back in again. And I can tell you that when you're out most of the time, yeah. Hi, Governor. I'm down here at the Waterfront Festival shaking hands.
Buddy really understands politics. I mean, more so than anything. He's a political animal.
Look at this shark here, huh? Jaws.
He's a very bright guy, and he is not a bad administrator. But I think that primarily he's political.
That shark reminds me of some of my opponents over the years. Some of the members of the city council looks like it. Not really, they're nice guys. How you doing?
He really likes to press the flesh. He really likes to see people. Buddy Cianci would attend the opening of an envelope.
How's that?
The citizens of Providence treat Cianci like a successful uncle at a family reunion.
Not bad.
He knows everybody, and everybody knows his business.
Buddy, how many pounds did you lose?
I lost 36 pounds. All right, look at that. 36. Give me some more.
Now, besides saying you're looking really good, and you are single, and I'm single, let me just remind everyone.
For Buddy Cianci, not much separates his public and private lives. Nothing is off limits, not even the breakup of a 9-year love affair.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
How's Wendy?
She's getting married today in Barbados or someplace.
Gee, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she met a guy. Good luck to her. Yeah. That's all right. That's okay.
See you later.
Thanks.
Gonna get married to Wendy?
Nah, Wendy's getting married this afternoon in Barbados.
Nah.
Yeah, really, yeah, bad move for me. Hello, how are you? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, in a very good day for me, you know. Hey, good to see you. Thanks. Kind of a lonely day today, you know, just alone, from place to place, from one advanced man to the next one. But if you don't like it, you shouldn't be in it. My whole life has been the city, so it's tough for me to say I don't want to do things in it. Oh, look at this, the bride. Stop, we'll go say hello to the bride. Isn't that nice?
There will be politicians like Buddy Cianci as long as there are closely knit towns like Providence. Places where the age of high technology has not broken the bonds between the voters and their elected officials.
How you doing? That's the prettiest sight I've seen. I only see demonstrations here, you know, and riots and things. And it's great. Good, I'll just give the bride a kiss.
Thank you.
Okay, isn't that nice? Beautiful, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Where are you going on your honeymoon?
St. Martin.
Oh, nice.
I used to believe that in Oklahoma you could go to all 77 counties and go to every bean dinner and every fish fry, every Lions Club, ladies' night, every courthouse, every coffee shop. I did it that way. You know, the high touch way. You got to go shake the hands. You got to go talk to the people. And you got to let somebody shake your hand, look you in the eye, and size you up. That's the Oklahoma way. And then my pollster sat me down once, and my TV guy sat me down once. He said, Mike, you've been to all 77 counties. You've talked to the people. You've moved the people, but you've only met 5% of the people, man. Now you got to meet the other 95%. Are you ready just to sit down, get on the telephone, raise some money, and just get on television?
If they were to put on television a Lincoln-Douglas debate, nobody would watch it in this country. Why? Because I got 79 other channels. Bink wrestling, bink wrestling in the mud, nude women. Stay there for a bit. You know, you want me to go back to a 2-hour debate between two guys vying for commissioner of deeds? So it's television, I think.
With more and more Americans living in suburban sprawl, the old ways of person-to-person politicking are less effective. Nowadays, a hand's not worth shaking unless there are at least 10 cameras there to record it. And if you have 35 million hands to shake, you've no choice but to keep your campaign electronic.
Hour 16 of our 29-hour marathon tour through California. This is like Harry Truman when he took a whistle-stop tour across California. We're leaving the pollsters, we're leaving the pundits, we're leaving the consultants behind, and we're taking my plan to rebuild California to the people.
It will only be any good, though, if there are cameras waiting at these stops in the middle
Hey,
of the
we
night.
got cameras right here. This is for 1996.
That's the problem.
They're looking at the future. You're today.
So if you can dream up a stunt that will pull in coverage for free, well, that's fewer TV commercials you have to pay for.
It's 29 hours to bring the campaign back to the people. That's what I think it is about. Is that right?
29 hours to bring the campaign back to the people, bring the people back into the system, and
turn the lights on.
Turn the lights on and shed the demons. And
talk about the plan.
Talk about the plan.
I have a written economic plan to rebuild California. Pete Wilson has no plan. I've got a written plan to rebuild California. That is unconventional in this day and age in California. My opponent only has 30-second spots.
As someone who accompanied Kathleen Brown to a lamb slaughterhouse several months ago and nearly lost my breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the slaughterhouse floor, I've got a horrible feeling that we've got another dead animal stop on this trip.
Can you tell me what cameras we have here, please?
What cameras are out here?
Yeah, what stations are here? Do you know?
No, I think 24.
Five. There's 5 of them?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Nice to meet you, Jim. Thank you.
We start the plan.
You start the plan up. Sounds great. And you
9 o'clock last night.
9 o'clock last night. Well, we started at 8 a.m. yesterday morning.
We have a long day.
Have you gotten a chance to read my plan to rebuild California? Well, let me give that to you.
It may look like retail politics, and it may sound like retail politics, but the players are merely props in a larger show for customers who are hundreds of miles away, hopefully watching on their TVs. What's left is ritual.
I don't really like it that much. I don't think it's really that important, considering like we have a 10 o'clock news. This is 3 o'clock in the morning. We're going to be showing this at 10 o'clock tonight, and I think it's really not that important. You know, just because it's their last stop in Fresno before the election. That's the only reason we're here.
Somebody must have thought it was important.
Oh, sure. The guy that signs things is still in bed right now. He thinks it's important.
Yes, you can call me Kathleen. It is a big party. We've got cookies and water and diet drinks and a lot of cameras and reporters. And we are seeing California the old-fashioned way.
What are you doing in the middle of the plaza?
We're background. We're background for Kathleen Brown's interview upstairs.
She's getting interviewed up there. We're the background. We're the background. They're shooting this way, and they can see us standing here, and she's being interviewed. See, a visual thing. That's why I'm out on the road. That's why I've been in a bus for 24 hours. That's why I've got a written economic plan endorsed by economists and business leaders, law enforcement, and educators.
So what happens now? It's going to be on the news tonight?
Oh yeah, I'll be editing it, so
put on a little bit each stop. The whole thing will be a minute 30. 12 hours condensed into a minute 30.
Eyewitness News reporter Mark Coogan is live now with us from San Francisco with the full story. Mark?
Well, Gene, since 7 a.m. yesterday in Sacramento, Kathleen Brown has been on the move.
We are seeing California the old-fashioned way.
3 a.m. in Fresno, and a media jackpot. 5 TV cameras are waiting at the Zaki Farms chicken processing plant, where the graveyard shift is on lunch break. The 1,500-mile, 29-hour odyssey is due to wrap up at UCLA.
The one thing we've become expert at is marketing. And politicians, not unlike soft drinks or anything else, just are marketable commodities.
I've always told candidates that it's 95% image and only 5% issue. And I wish I could tell you that wasn't true. I wish that the electorate would decide on whether or not they're going to vote for a candidate because of his or her stand on taxes, the economy, whatever. And actually, it's whether or not a voter likes a person's smile, whether the person was friendly when they first met him.
I was talking to a political guy in Mississippi one time. We were talking about issues. And we were talking about the good ones and the bad ones and the weak ones and the strong ones and the vote getters and the non-vote getters and all that. And he said to me, Bill, you take all the issues and give them to the other guy. Give me a devil to beat.
That was absolutely perfect. Can't do any better. He's got that maniacal devil looking, you know. Oh, cut. I'm sorry. You have to say cut. They don't do it in their union or something. I don't know.
For as long as politics has been practiced in America, there's also been a dark side to getting the voters' attention.
We catch eggs flying in the midair and all this kind of thing, then the reality really becomes real. I mean, it really happens.
For candidates with a law and order message, a staged crime scene may be just the thing for direct mail.
The first thing you do when you go home is probably look at your mail. And you sit over there over the trash can in the kitchen, and you sort it out, and you get all the bills, and you put them over there. Sometimes I throw the bills away, but not really. And junk mail goes by you. Well, political mail, sometimes to most people, is junk mail. But if you can get a piece of mail in somebody's hands, and it has a question, what will you do? You have got to open that page out of sheer curiosity, human interest. And if you get that 12 seconds, they've sold you. Make sure the purse is in your left hand and you can fly with it. One of those kind of things if you want to do that.
I'm not worried about it being abused. Basically, I trust Barry. He's fairly conservative and I am too. Doing this as a freelance actress, I feel like I can help out in my own little way.
She'll do that.
Just as long as we're not the next Willie Horton, that's
yeah. Fine. Do you guys get that, Willie Horton?
If you can put something before them that scares them, that they think is against their best interest,
Look at the gun, look at the gun, look at the gun, look at the gun.
then I think that they will vote against that kind of a picture if you present it to them. And I think that's why negative campaigning works.
Ernesto and Cira lie, just like a used car salesman. And Cira lied about Gregory Luna's position on crime. The police denounced Cira. He lied about Gregory Luna's...
First order of business is to get one spot written, to get it around, get it produced, and get up on the air with a target of Tuesday, okay? Let's get me that material, let's Austin and I talk about it, and then let's figure it out from there. All right? No fucking around, guys. We'll make this guy bleed. I don't know if I can win it for you, but I love your brother and you've been my friend, and we'll do the best we can.
Hank Scheinkoff devises media campaigns for aspiring mayors, presidents, judges, and congressmen.
No, that idiot Republican congressman on the coast.
His sworn mission to vanquish Republicans at every turn.
I got stuff going up starting next Wednesday for that woman Wiener that's going to bust his ass, because he's one of those Nazis that have just been... You know, I have a reputation for being a tough guy. Well, I am. I fought for everything I've gotten in life, but that doesn't mean that I ought to become a Republican and say, well, I fought for it, you get off your ass and fight for it too. It means I have an obligation to do what's right, and I think I'm involved in important things. I think telling the powerful no for little guys, which is something I like to do, is important. We're going to the chief's office.
My opponent has accused me of negotiating a secret deal to stack our courts. That is absolutely not true. But I do support the state settlement for two good reasons. Number one, it keeps the federal government from taking over your state courts. And number two, it keeps you from losing your right to vote on all the judges. I trust you. I trust you. I trust you.
I trust you, Pause, Sonny. The courts belong to you.
You know this. Just preach it. Just preach it.
What's really going on here is that these fancy-ass boys are conspiring with the fools in Washington to try to destroy us and telling you that's okay. Well, I'm not going to let that happen. And I'll do anything I can to stop them, including kicking them in the ass. I mean, that's really what you're saying, but you can't say that. That's the argument.
All right, Sonny, just stand still in place for me a minute. Just look at camera.
Alabama politics is the purest in the country because you always know who the enemy is. And that's, I guess, why I fit so well down here. My competitors used to say, how do you get down there? You know, you don't talk like them, you know, obvious meaning, hello, Kike from New York, you're not supposed to be there. And I don't mind that. I used to call me Kike, I used to hit him in the head with a baseball bat. And I've done it, and I'm known for it.
My opponent has accused me. My opponent has accused me of negotiating a...
Congressman, I think the following is going to happen. I think that 3.5 weeks out, if he has enough money, he's going to go bang your brains in. He's going to call you a tax and spend liberal, a Bill Clinton surrogate, one of the Washington insiders. And at that point, the day he opens his mouth, you have to be prepared to kick the shit out of this guy and leave him dead in the street. But in order to lay that in, you've got to have enough positive information to make that work.
I trust you to decide cases as jurors and to elect your judges. The courts belong to you.
That's very good, Judge.
Last take.
That was it. That's the one.
All right, let's quit now. Y'all say that's a wrap?
That's right.
Thank you. It keeps you from losing your right to vote on all the judges. I trust you.
I mean, they just can animate him or do something. He looks like a fucking dead man up there. I mean, you know.
Sonny Hornsby, working for justice.
I think that fucking closeout blows, and what I want to do is let's get him freeze and squeeze the right corner, mat it, and get the logo in, all right? And then let's get it out. You got to do this stuff in a way that, kind of ironically, is entertaining. It pulls people in, forces them to want to be involved. Because you've got 3 seconds, and then they're gone.
Circuit Judge Perry Hooper Sr. put convicted felon Jerry Hamilton back on the streets. He personally signed a banknote so Hamilton could buy a car. Perhaps the same car he used in the kidnapping and murder of young court reporter Missy Devon?
The public sits around all day long and says, there's negative campaigning, there's negative campaigning, that bomb, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. It's like pornography, you know? Everybody says pornography is bad. My question is, how do you know what pornography is? And the average person will look at you and say, I don't look. I never saw pornography. Let me see some. No, I'm not looking at that, you know? But they look. You sent Shirley Brown to Tallahassee because you want to change. That's exactly what she's doing. Re-elect Representative Shirley Brown, changing the way Tallahassee does business. It's good, Mitch. Steve Brewer, a prosecutor, sent rapists, murderers to prison. A husband, father of 4. No, he's not a husband, he's husband, right? I'd like to have rapists, murderers to prison. Or murdering rapists. I mean, you know, if we're going to take blood, I want to take real blood. Women and children, period. Don't fuck around. Get to the... No, go to the point. Next. Come on, Mitch, I want to eat. Come on, Mitch, I got work to do. Protecting you is all that matters. It's very good, Mitch. That's pretty good, you know? I like that.
Why did Perry Hooper protect Hamilton? What hold did Hamilton have on Hooper?
You gotta force the action. That's what this business is about, and it's about combat. Power doesn't give up anything. My business is getting power for people, or holding on to power for people who know how to use power. And in that context, the only way you win is by combat. This is war.
Do you want Perry Hooper to be the Chief Justice of our Supreme Court?
Somebody's got to avenge this shit. You know, I'm serious. That's my job. I'm the avenger. I'm serious. These are bad people. Fuck you, Mitch.
Maybe politics has gone down, but when you look back at old presidential elections, for example, you will find there was a lot of mudslinging in those. It just wasn't as graphic. I mean, they had to do it verbally rather than pictorially.
A nation destroyed, dwellings in flames, gray hairs bathed in blood, female chastity violated, children writhing on the pike and halberd. It happened in France, but it could happen right here in America if Thomas Jefferson is elected president. Murder, robbery, rape, and incest will be openly taught and practiced. The soil will be soaked in blood, and the nation black with crimes. Great God of compassion and justice, shield our country from destruction. Vote Federalist.
Paid for by the Adams 1800 Committee. Alexander Hamilton, Treasurer.
So what is the best way to win elections?
I've participated in campaigns where I have outspent the other side 3 to 1. I've put more mail and more of everything into the hands of voters and never really reached the voters. So what you really have to do is you have to do it all. You have to do television, you have to do radio, you have to do specialty mail, you have to do door-to-door, you have to do general mail, you have to do voter registration, and then you pray.